Hi guys, Brain here, and welcome to another video. I'm making this video today because, well, if I put any sort of other video out today, you probably wouldn't have paid attention to it, or all the comments of it would have been, hey, what's going on with your thoughts about the whole lights out event thing that's coming? It's not even an event, it's just a modifier. It's not even a new game mode, it's just a modifier, whatever the heck that means. But yeah, and it's limited time, so it's not even like, whatever it is, it's not sticking around. So that's also interesting. Wow, we are just... This is a whole thing, isn't it? And we haven't even gotten started. But yeah, anyways, the TLDR was like, no matter what I post today, you were going to ask me about it anyway, so I thought I'd just make a video actually talking about it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the lights out mode doesn't appear to be a game mode. Like I said, it just appears to be a modifier, and a temporary one at that. So it's not actually a new game mode, even though it's kind of like the fledgling early version of what will probably grow into other game modes. So at least there's that. However, this alternate quote-unquote game mode, this modifier, doesn't seem to be basically anything so far. It appears to just be Dredge's Nightfall, just kind of like thrown over the map. They are going to expand upon this on the DLC release day, yes. If you were somehow confused about that, this was kind of like lost in the ether here. Missed in translation, whatever you want to call it, was that no, the lights out mode is not actually coming on the 30th. It is just being talked about on a live stream on the 30th. So if you're excited for it, it's not quite here yet. But at least at a glance, it just seems like Dredge's Nightfalls, the power that the Dredge has just been applied to the game of Dead by Daylight in general. And that's it. Hopefully they expand upon this in that live stream that is coming on the 30th, and there's actually some more gameplay components from the looks of the trailer, which I'll have rolling up here in the B-roll on the top left. Everything's the same. You're still hooking survivors, you're still popping gens, even there's audio of the exit gates being powered in this. So essentially the game mode is exactly the same as DBD's normal objective game mode, just now it's dark. And I'm going to talk about why that kind of concerns me. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of stealth perks have really risen to prominence, and the immersion gameplay style has really become really popular in the realm of Dead by Daylight. I bet every single one of you that main killer or play killer even semi-frequently have found that most of your matches have distortion, calm spirit, and distortion all over the place. You get these almost every match, and the kind of players that play them are usually quite sneaky and are for some reason just allergic to gameplay for whatever reason. And their gameplay style often requires you to tunnel and hunt down the same survivor over and over, which they get mad about. But like, hey, if I tried to chase the other guy and I quite literally can't find you because you're running a bunch of perks to hide, then yeah, I'm gonna go after the same person over and over, which accentuates the tunneling thing that a lot of people already don't like. But like, whose fault is that? It's just kind of a messy thing that already isn't fun, already isn't something people enjoy, and now it's going to be accentuated and made worse in this game mode because that's now the whole point. So this doesn't sound too appealing. Now I do want to come out and say this, and I've said this before, and I believe in a react or two. I don't think I've made a specific video about it because I didn't think it warranted having a whole video. I personally have never cared for having other game modes in Dead by Daylight. I've always been of the idea that they should continue to work on and perfect the craft of the singular game mode that they have. That's just me though, that's my personal taste. A lot of people have said for a very long time that they think that other game modes will be what brings them back to the game, what they'll super enjoy about the game. I'm probably going to still vibe and jive on the same main game mode that the game always has. I think that what has always appealed to me about Dead by Daylight is being able to play the killer role. I've always had that sort of attraction to game modes like that. If you guys have played the really old Spider-Man games, there's a lot of them where you can play as Venom on the other side, and that's really cool. Or you get to play as Black Suit Spider-Man. You get to essentially not play as the hero, and I always find that like interesting when there's like a role reversal, because you're almost always playing a protagonist or a good-hearted protagonist in most video game mediums. So the ability to play the opposing side, the antagonist, the not good guy, or RPGs where you have the choice to be those, always is interesting to me because that's not a typical option available to you in most video games. So the idea of doing anything else as a game mode doesn't really like appeal to me, and I feel like there's a lot of game modes possible that will just be kind of like not that core formula of like, hey, I get to play the antagonist and hunt down the protagonist, you know? So that's just me personally. It's just never been something I'm particularly interested in or excited about. But I think I am still excited in the sense that I am excited for the people who do care for it. That being said, I feel like a lights out mode with no extra, widgets and bits can get boring fairly quickly. It'll be scary like the first couple times, especially when you're facing a stealth killer. But other than that, I feel like that the shine of that is going to wear off rather quickly, and people are going to get over that rather soon. I think this would be better as like and something that I think a lot of game modes could really be boiled down into, or modifiers as they're putting it, is just more facets and fun stuff that you can throw into custom games. I feel like the custom game mode is really undercooked for how vast and interesting it could potentially be. It really doesn't even let you set up like interesting stuff like map seeds and specific stuff like that people would love to have for running tournaments and stuff like that, or just learning certain tiles or learning certain parts of the map. Like, none of this has been available in the game for forever, much less adding like really cool stuff like the lights out stuff that could just be like a fun little thing you could do with your friends in a custom game. I don't know, that's where I would like most want to see that stuff, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I feel like we should, at the very least, be a little hesitant to be too gloom and doom about it because, like I said, even though it's not for me, a lot of people have been asking for new game modes for quite some time as the thing that they would enjoy coming back to Dead by Daylight 4, or enjoy the game more if they're not having much of a good time now. So we should do our due diligence to be a little patient, watch that stream that's coming out on the 30th, and then we can finally put our feelings about how this game mode is going to be once we've had more details. Well, that's all we can say. What do you guys feel about the lights out mode that is coming to, well, it's not even a mode, it's a modifier, since that feels, can I stop for a second before we get to the outro? Doesn't that sound really scary that they only called it a modifier? Because they're very much not calling it a game mode, because if they just put it out and they said it was a game mode and you find out it's only the lights being out, they're going to be like, bro, this isn't even a game mode, and people are going to be mad. So I feel like this is very much like lawyer talk. Like, oh, it's not technically a game mode, it's a modifier, so you can't be mad. The language scares me. But anyways, how do you feel about the lights out modifier? Thank you for watching today, but I do upload daily, so I will see you tomorrow. But if I do not, I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.